That was a really good fight. Some scary moments in there for Devin Haney in rounds number 7, and definitely in that last round. Um, Here's the thing: JoJo Diaz, obviously, if you've seen the fight, he clearly lost the fight. He's going to lose on decision. We're here live, real time. Please take a time out, like the video, subscribe. But the times that he did somewhat buzz, he never had Devin Haney stumbling. But in that last round, he did hit him with some shots that stopped Devin Haney in his tracks. You can tell Devin Haney was a little shook up. But, you know, I want to say he didn't do enough, but then that's to say that Devin Haney is the reason why he didn't do enough. Here is a Chris Mannix scorecard. I'm going to tell you exactly what rounds I gave to JoJo Diaz. Round number 3 was a toss-up. Chris Mannix didn't give round number 3 to here. Pause it if you have to. Oh, they took it down. Round 4 was definitely, even though it was a close round, that was the only real clear round that I was able to give to JoJo Diaz. Round number 7, when he hit Devin Haney with 3 clean left hooks. Still, to me, Devin Haney did enough. He controlled the rounds. Even when he did get cracked, just 3 punches, you know, and to me, it's not enough. But, you know, at the end of the day, no matter what, he lost his fight, meaning JoJo Diaz. So one good, beautiful thing is that, let's watch this shot. I'm thinking that's the one from the last round, because Devin Haney was having some issues. Get another look. You know, in that last round, he was eating some leather, but he held his own and he started throwing back. He didn't try to retreat, you know, or hold. He held his own in there. So the question is now, is Devin Haney versus George Kambosos, WBC franchise, WBA Super, IBF, WBO Ring Magazine champion, going to fight to eliminate all of those the WBC bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So we can have one WBC champion at 135 pounds. Now, what's supposed to happen is the winner tomorrow in 24 hours of Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz is going to be the WBA mandatory. Kambosos was the IBF mandatory. There was no rematch clause with Teofimo Lopez. Kambosos is a network free agent. He's been doing mad media rounds. He's supposed to also be in LA tomorrow for Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz. Let's listen in. I want to listen to the cards.
Unanimous decision, and still the WBC lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney.
And the judges got it right, Todd. This is what we saw. It was a competitive fight, but it was a unanimous decision. 117-111 sounds about right.
It's the same scorecard Chris Mannix had. One judge saw it slightly closer at 116-112. Styles make fights, Sergio. If they had this fight 100 more times, would it look the same way?
This is the reason JoJo Diaz is a championship level fighter. He's
So before we listen to the there's Oscar De La Hoya. Before we listen to the post-fight interviews, you know, I want Haney versus George Kambosos next, just to eliminate the WBC bullshit. You know, there is WBC President Mauricio Suleiman. By the way, down below in the description box, take your time out, download the WBC app. Yes, they have an app powered by the Vive Network for Roku, Android, Apple. The links are right down below in the description box. If you're watching on mobile, all you got to do is hit show me more. I think that's what it says in the description box. Here's the punch stats if you want to pause it. Take a look at them. JoJo Diaz, you know, he played the pressure fighter. What I was really impressed with on Devin Haney's part was the consistent body work, you know, and the jab, and actually being composed and actually boxing and really not trying to, up until that last round, trying to prove something, you know, but he did show he could take some shots.
Performance you were looking for? I knew I was fighting a tough competitor. JoJo Diaz makes it hard for any fighter he's been in the ring with. He only had one loss. He had a lot of experience, but I went in there and I got the job done. That's all I can say.
You knew JoJo, as you said, was a tough competitor, never been down, says he's never been hurt. What was the game plan coming into this fight?
The game was keeping him at bay with my jab and my probes, work my combinations off of it, and that's what I did.
You were landing some thudding shots during that fight, but JoJo just kept coming forward. At what point during that fight did you kind of realize, hey, this guy's not going anywhere?
From the very beginning, I knew that I hit him with some good shots, and he was picking it up as the fight went on. He's a true champion, with two-time world champion, so he went there and he gave me a good fight.
What kind of adjustments did you have to make during this fight? Towards those middle rounds, it seemed like JoJo was slowly starting to close the distance on you.
Like JoJo said, he said he was going to bring the dog out of me, and that's exactly what he did. I had to bring the dog out, and I had to dog it out to get the win.
You learned a lot from a win over Jorge Linares. What do you take away from a fight like this?
I got to go back and watch the fight. It was a good fight. I know I learned a lot from it, but I just got to go and watch the film and see how I can get better.
We saw in the 10th round against Linares, you got a little bit buzzed, you recovered, survived, went on to win that fight. 12th round against JoJo, looked like he landed a couple of good shots on you. How did you feel in those moments?
He hit me with some good shots, but they say I don't have no chin, but I guess I showed it in this fight.
Do you think you showed your power in this fight too?
Yeah, definitely. JoJo Diaz, like I said, he was a tough competitor. He kept coming, and I hit him with some big shots to slow him down.
All right, you are carrying one piece of the WBC's 135-pound title. The guy that has the other piece of it, as well as every other major title in the lightweight division, was sitting ringside watching you tonight. What message did you send to him?
Come on, Kambosos, let's do it. For all the belts, the real undisputed, let's do it next.
George says he wants to go to Australia for that fight. Is he okay with that?
I'll go to Jupiter if I got to.
What do you think about a fight between you and George Kambosos?
I think it's a great fight. It's for all the belts. He went there, he put on a great performance against Teofimo Lopez. I think the fans would love to see it. It will be no more dispute who's the WBC champion, so let's do it next.
How important is it for you to settle that fact, to go full undisputed at that title?
It's very important. 135 is tough for me to make. I only want to make it for the big fights, and that is the biggest fight right now for me in the 135-pound division, so that's what I want to do next.
Congratulations, Devin. Great performance.
I just want to say thank God. Alhamdulillah. It was a tough fight. Thank you to all the fans that came up. All praise to Allah.
All right, I'm going to turn to JoJo Diaz. JoJo, you didn't seem to protest when the scorecards were announced. What did you think of the decision?
I mean, I thought it was a good fight. What up, Vegas? Thank you all for coming out and supporting. I really appreciate it, guys. Hope we put on a great show. I'm living my dream. I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching me do what I love to do. Dreams come true as long as you guys put your mind to it. I thought it was a closer fight than what it was. I thought I was dictating the pace, landing some good body shots, but it is what it is. I'm just going to go back to the drawing board to get stronger. This is what I do, man. I want to challenge the best, and if I end up coming short, I'm just going to progress and get better.
You are an excellent body puncher. You're great going to the body. Just didn't seem like during this fight you could get as many of those opportunities. Couldn't get as close to him as you wanted to.
Yeah, I was trying to find my distance and my timing because I knew that he was opening up when he was exchanging with his right hand. So I was trying to time him with my good uppercut to the body. I landed it several times, and then I tried to get it in. But, I mean, he's a smart fighter. He would go on the clinch, let us break, and then get out again and use his distance, use his range. So he had a good game plan.
It did look like you had a moment in that 12th round where you might have buzzed him a little bit, had an opportunity there, just couldn't finish it.
Nah, I did, man. I felt like I had him hurt, and I had him a little rocked and stunned the last round. The fucking Vaseline got in my eye, so I was trying to freaking clear that up so I could try to, land a clean shot again. But it was blurry, so I didn't want to get caught with a clean shot because he's a very smart defensive counter shot fighter too. So I wanted to make sure that I had my P's and Q's as well.
The second fight, 135 pounds. You said you still want to chase those big fights. What do you want to do next?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to go back to the drawing board, talk to my team, Golden Boy, Promotions, MTK, and see what we're going to do next. Like I said, I feel like I belong in there with the best, and I'm going to keep on challenging the best until my career's over.
No question. Thanks, JoJo.
Thank you.
Guys?
Here's what I think should happen. My opinion, all right? We're not always supposed to agree. Haney versus Kambosos in Australia. JoJo Diaz versus Ryan Garcia. Now, Tank Davis, we don't know what's going to go on with him. Now, you have to think everybody's going to be throwing their hand or money in the pot, to try to get George Kambosos. If he fights Tank Davis, ASAP Cruz winner, that's going to be here in the States on HBO Showtime pay-per-view. If he fights Lomachenko Comey winner, that'll likely be for the WBO mandatory. That'll be on ESPN. You know, if he fights Devin Haney, it'll be on the DAZN, and the DAZN is probably going to throw extra money because it'll be on the DAZN Australia too. You know, and if they really, really want to do it big, you know, see what's going on and try to get it on main event pay-per-view over in Australia. But I don't think that, from what I've learned about Australian boxing, is that if George Kambosos and Devin Haney could put 80,000 people in a stadium. You see what I'm saying? But right now, George Kambosos has a big target on his back. And personally, I did hear the Teofimo Lopez news. I wish him the best. He had some significant health issues going into the fight. I'm just reporting the news. Don't shoot the messenger, all right? I'm not making no excuses. I'm just reporting the fucking news. You see what I'm saying? So, me personally, I think that Devin Haney has shown us enough that he can knock out George Kambosos. But one thing we've learned is that George Kambosos has a nice jab too. And he's got some body work. And he's going to, I would expect that he will put on a better performance, you know, and be more competitive from what we've seen with Lee Selby and now Teofimo Lopez than JoJo Diaz would. But I still feel that Devin Haney has the tools to beat George Kambosos. But I do feel it'll be a very, very close fight. Also, damn, I forgot my thought. Guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up right there. Nice, solid card. Some people have been talking about the early stoppages. You know, the Hrgovic one, it was like, okay, all right. The Montana Love, and it was some earlier in the night, too. But I don't think the Montana Love one was, you know, premature. It's just the ref has seen enough, and he was already down 3 times prior before that. So when it comes to 2022, yo, these dudes got to stop fucking around. Remember, Tank not no kid no more in boxing. He's 27 years old. You know, after Cruz, they need to really make a plan for him to do something, because there's no reason why the likes of all in the same division are going to be fighting 3 weeks from each other. Remember, Lomachenko is facing Richard Comey next week, December the 11th on ESPN. Last week was Loma versus Lopez. I'm sorry, it's late. Lopez versus Kambosos. Today, Haney versus Diaz. Tomorrow, Tank Davis versus Cruz. All in the same division. Meanwhile, you got Squire, armor bearer, Ryan Garcia fucking tweeting. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit thinking he can use his Instagram followers, you know, to fucking try to jump the line. It's like, no, bro. After Haney versus Kambosos, you know, I would love to see the winner of Haney Kambosos versus Tank versus Cruz winner. You know, and then see where Loma Comey winner fits in after that. Then Ryan Garcia, after he beats a couple quality names, you know, then we see where he's at. You see what I'm saying? Maybe a Ryan Garcia versus a Jorge Linares. He hasn't fought him yet, has he? You know, and then a JoJo Diaz. See how he matches up against those guys. You know, Teofimo looked like he's going to be moving to 140 pounds. You know, like 2022, these guys got to fight each other, bro. Devin Haney's here right now. Let's listen into him. He's here with the Kambosos.
Great win, and now we can talk.
He says we can talk. Sergio thinks that George Kambosos should be the favorite against you if you guys fight. Your response to that?
Well, he has most of the belts, so I have no problem with him being a favorite. At the end of the day, we got to go in there and settle it. Numbers don't matter when it comes to that, so let's just do it. That's all I care about.
George, you wanted to see an entertaining fight from Devin Haney. Did you see that tonight?
Look, I'll give him his props. You know, at times he looked very sharp, and you know, he boxed brilliant. That's his game. He boxes nicely. So you know, yeah, styles make fights, and you know, if we make it happen, it's going to be an exciting fight. But now we can talk.
What kind of effort will it take to beat someone like George Kambosos? Will what you did tonight be enough to beat that man?
We got to see. Like he said, styles make fights. I still think I'm the best lightweight in the division. But talk is cheap. We got to go in there and settle it.
George,
of course.
What did you see? As you watched this fight, almost in a scouting role, did you see things out of Devin Haney that you think you can exploit?
many holes. I see the hole straight away, but again, I'm not going to outshine his moment. This is his moment. Full respect. Great win, great victory. You handled your business. I handled my business last week, and let's get to the business side of things, and now we can talk.
How important is it for you, George, and of course you, Devin, to settle once and for all the WBC championship picture? How important is that?
Yeah, look, for me, that's not my business. WBC franchise, WBC champion belt, you know, that's not my business. That's up to Mauricio, and I'm honoured to be a WBC champion. He's honoured to be a WBC champion. And you know what? We'll settle the difference.
Hey, George, last week it was your night. Tonight it's your night, David. Devin, I'll give you the last word. What do you want to say to George Kambosos and all your friends as they hope you get this big battle and unify an undisputed title in this division?
All I can say is let's make it happen. The fans want to see it. He wants to make it happen. I want to make it happen. It should be a very easy fight to make happen.
You ever been in Australia?
No, I never been, but I look forward to it. Going to go pick up some belts out there.
All right, well, have a good day, mate.
Be careful with the 80,000 coming out of Australia, because if you thought today's crowd was pretty crazy, 80,000 in Australia. But
the crowd doesn't win fights. I do. Let's do it.
I know that. I dealt with that with Lopez.
There you have it, George Kambosos and Devin Haney. Will we see them at the beginning of 2022? Many people hope so. Let's go upstairs to Adnan.
Todd, just love that you got.
You know, it looked like it looked like George wants it. That's what it's looking like to me. You know, and then, you know, him being undisputed, you know, it would make him full, you know, if he would have won Kambosos, full undisputed champion. No argument, no debate, no, well, he franchised, we can't really say. I respect that about George Kambosos, and also I respect the class. You know, you see what I'm saying? Very, very classy fighter. Shout out to Sean Porter, too. He just fucking working everywhere these days. Shout out to Sean Porter. I'm T Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Take your time out. Like the video. Subscribe.